What's up, guys? This is Bulba for Games here with you with another news of the week video. Doing something a little different today. Instead of doing the gameplay of Battlefield 4 with the news stories, we're gonna just show some images of basically some base images of the news story that I'm covering. And we've had a lot to happen this week, guys. So our first news story is about, as you can tell, Kim Davis. Everything's been going on with that. I didn't get a chance to cover this last week because around the time that everything was happening and that I was finding out about everything that was happening with Kim Davis, I had already uploaded or had already converted and saved the file for that week's news videos. But the whole thing with Kim Davis, if you don't know, is that she refused to give out marriage license to gay couples because of her belief in God, her belief in Jesus. And my heart goes out to this woman, and yes, to me, she's a hero. She's a true hero. She's a true soldier of Christ. She's a true person to stand up and say, no, I'm not going to do this. No, it's against my beliefs. I don't care. A lot of the arguments that people have been saying against her is that, well, she's a public official. She has to do it. It's her job. Well, her first job is to Christ and Christ alone, and her duty is to Him. And so, yes, I'm going to stand up and I'm going to say that I give this woman a pat on the back and a round of applause for standing up for what's right. And I'm sorry for those of you that don't realize what went wrong during that whole it's the law now. In all technicality, it's not. The fact of the matter is you had 9 unelected judges deciding the fact as to whether or not this was going to be a law or not. 9 unelected judges. For those of you who don't understand how our system is supposed to work in our government, the judicial system does not set the laws. They do not make the laws. Congress makes the laws. And so the fact of the matter is you had 9 unelected judges who basically said that being gay is okay. Technically it was 5. There was 4 that opposed it, and man, I give those guys a round of applause. But at the same time, that decision should have never even been there, because that was against the law for them to try to make it a law. The other thing going on right now in our country that is just, I can't even believe it's going on. It's more of a world thing that's going on, and I can't wrap my head around this. The Iran nuclear deal. So basically, we're making a deal with Iran to lift the bans. It's not just us, it's other countries, to lift the ban that we have on them, to allow them to be able to do more things with uranium and other stuff like that. And the deal is that in order for us to do that, they won't produce any nuclear weapons for the next decade. So 10 years. In case you don't know what a decade is, that's 10 years. So we're just making a deal with them to say, all right, we're going to let you use uranium and all this other stuff that you need to make nuclear weapons, and the deal is that you just don't make them for 10 years. All right, so in 10 years after that's done, they're going to be able to start making nuclear weapons. And even the thing that kills me the most is right after the deal was made, the head guy, whatever you want to call him, president of Iran, sat there and said that Israel is not going to last for the next 25 years. In the next 25 years, Israel will not exist. So that is just an even larger indicator as to what their plans are for this deal. And yet, we just sat there and made a deal with them. You think they're going to stop with Israel? No, I highly doubt it. They're going to come over here. They're going to try the same thing with us. And of course, guys, I can't honestly make this video without giving tribute to 9/11 and talking a little bit more about what's going on with that. Well, as you know, every year they gather there, 8:46 a.m., moment of silence, and everything that consists with the memorization of what happened on 9/11 and all the people that lost their lives, both firefighters, civilians alike, and military members alike. And so I can't make this video without recognizing what happened on 9/11 14 years ago, and to discuss a little bit more about the future, what's going to happen with the 9/11 memorial service that I've been seeing and hearing about. There's some talks about more funding for it and everything like that, and I can agree with that. That's one thing I majorly agree with is the 9/11 funding to make sure just give discounts to people that want to go to the museum and stuff like that. I mean, it's something as part of our history that we should never forget. So many people lost their lives that day. So many innocent lives were taken that day. And for this part of it, I'm not going to get into the total craziness of what's going on now in our country, and yet we're going to remember this though. You know, many people lost their lives that day, and that was kind of the beginning of America doesn't negotiate with terrorists, and yet that seems to have changed. But nonetheless, I'm not going to get into that. Just, you know, God bless these people. God bless these people. God bless their families, and may we never forget. So, guys, without really anything more to be said, it's kind of the stuff that's going on in our country right now. Just go ahead and leave a comment below. For the whole Kim Davis thing, I've been seeing a lot of hate comments. I don't really want to see any like irrational hate comments in the comment section below. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion, but at the same time, you know, I just don't want to see any more. I don't want to see any hate arguments going on, bashing each other back and forth. You know, just if you're gonna leave any comments, be civilized about it. Try to make sure you're not cussing. Try to make sure you're not. Just be civilized. Remember that being civilized means being humane and keeping others in mind and whatnot. But guys, this is some major stuff that's going on in our country, and there's just, I guess the major thing I want us to all do, I guess, is remember the people who's lost their family members in 9/11. That's the major one I want us to remember out of this entire video. As the major thing that's been that is a current event in our country is just remembering those from 9/11. 14 years, guys. 14 years. Anyways, guys, God bless you guys. Have a good rest of your week.